So this is going to be a new game plus attempt dual wield main bosses. Primera is currently attempting true ending boss fight against Ozma 3. Finally on 3. Primera, did you do it? How good was the time? I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're the only person that's done it so far. But how roughly what time was it and how bad was it for you? Also, I've seen you've submitted the first new game run, so 6 hours 47. I mean, technically that is the first one. I'm just going to check everything. None of yours is segmented, your new game one. That is a full run, right? Because it had loads of little breaks in there. I don't know if there was just ad breaks. Alright, so on easy, 200, new game plus. We're going to attempt dual wield again. I'm opting to use more of the Bloodthirsty's Fiend one and instead of the Fallen Guardian, but whether that's right or not, I don't know yet. Segment, no, it's all full. It's all full, no breaks. They run to the restroom, but it's because oh no, that's fine. No, that's fine. I did originally put on the thing no breaks in that, but to be fair, it's all based on a timer that's still running, so it doesn't particularly matter. I mean, as long as you're not sat there for like half an hour of a run. But yeah, if you take a few minutes here and there, so be it. No, it's just because at the end of it, I saw loads of little breaks past, but I don't know if that's because you put clips in there for your boss fights for yourself or what. I don't know. Alright, let's go in there and let's see what we can do. As I said, it's not somewhat. I'm still not 100% comfortable with this weapon, but there's no reason we can't give it an attempt. I might have to sacrifice good times just to make sure that I'm getting the fights finished. Oh, I jumped into that one. No, that's completely fair. That was awful. But again, we are just gonna get a run going here. I mean, that's the intention. My aim is now to just move on, just try using this dual wield as we go along and just to get more comfortable on it. Because I would like to try a new game run at one point, but what I'd like to do is I want to tempt mine as mixed. So I want to go into it with dual wield and then see how it fares going into spear later. I know it sounds like why would you waste your time doing so? The dual wield is enough. Purely because I think the dual wield has the best early game, but I think the spear can abuse some bosses quite well. Can't remember if it's water or fire for Elamine. We're going with fire. But yeah, no, Premiere. I did have intentions to actually look at Bunny's ending. I don't know how I go about requesting category extensions, but I thought it would have been something that I'm asked at some point, but I was waiting for somebody to do it before I just went ahead and put it on there. In all honesty. Anyway, we had a level 1 boss fight left my ass off. Yeah, no, I put that on there ages ago. I know it typically falls under more of a challenge run that people tend to do, but I was like, somebody might want to speedrun this with level 1. And guess what, Premiere? I guess you were that one. Yeah? What's up, babe? 2 seconds, folks. Run's cooked.
Oh no! Oh no! No, 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 no.
Hi folks, sorry, we're back. Sorry, Miss Gordo had an incident. She cut herself, so we had to provide aid. And you know the rules? Family first. Runs can die. Oh. Damn right. Damn right. Okay, that wasn't... Oh. Oh dear. I didn't realise this was set up for a 3-1. Okay. Fuck you, 3-1. I generally didn't know this was set up for a new game. Ozma 3 phase. I think we managed that alright. Okay, I do feel like the build massively changes how this weapon functions, and generally speaking, how good it is. I've opted more for scalpel stuff, and it seems to be doing well. I did set up a channel in the Discord, if anyone wanted to share and talk builds and stuff like that, because I do think there's kind of there's still a little bit of variation. I know there's not massive amounts because once we've got it refined, but still preferences more so on gear sets and choices. I just like running around with the wings in this, and it just looks pretty slick. It's like Diablo, you always just want to run around with some wings attached to you, right? You get a choice to it. I'm not too sure. It's a good point. I didn't put any restriction on those because I feel like they're too hard to thing it. Especially for like console, cause like if you've only got one save. Oh, that's my best fight against Reese on this new game plus stuff. Well, I'm not. It's nice to see you actually want to get the level 1 stuff done, Primero. I'm intrigued to see it. Obviously, no adherence to stats and stuff like that, but you are able to use upgraded weapons and stuff like that. It's only fair. Doing level 1 run 2, so the board and the lacrima issue was the first thing that brought up. Yeah, I completely get that. My only issue is restricting it's going to be thingy or verifying where they're at. Do you mean more so the khazan memory stuff? Is that what we're on about? Or if they've like farmed up to the maximum for lacrima and just got the godlike weapons? Farmlat could be OP. Yeah, definitely different if someone spends all the time grinding and have level 140 gear. Primero. Okay, so you're the first person that showed interest. Oh, there's other people that have done it. You're the first person that's asked questions around it. Do you have any suggestions as to how you think we could potentially preempt any of that or verify it? What? My own fault. My own fault there. Definitely different when someone spends all the time grinding. In general, yeah, basically in general. We haven't had a lot. We've had a few submissions for level 1 stuff. We haven't had a lot like come forward with it overall, especially with any concerns or stipulations. And obviously, when it was set up preemptively. So, if you have any thoughts in general, and if you have anybody else is looking to consider running it, and you have thoughts about how to make them more balanced and fairer board, I'm all ears. What am I getting? Hismar. Oh God, Hismar. Bow. Any tips, Premier, on dealing with Hismar in normal sense with dual wield? This sounds painful. Oh. Don't get hit by everything. Okay. It's not painful at all. Am I using Wolf? I think I'm using Wolford's Ghost. I think that was the first thing because obviously I got so used to using the spear. I was always on the stamina recovery, but I feel like frontal damage for that is. Oh, we got to split that ages ago. Okay. Well, to be honest, I think the Whirlwind's good with Bloody Phantom, but I think the most underrated move I think of is actually Wind Piercer. It's crazy how good that move is, especially when you've got it chunking for damage. With that thing still proccing that. That's I think my new favourite move. Left side of the tree. No, the middle one. The Wind Piercer is the one you throw. Throw boomerang, yeah, the one you refer to as boomerang, Wind Piercer. Oh. Yeah, we're going to have to talk shop about some of this stuff. Yeah, we're going to have to talk shop on this. It's ironic that I started with the dual wield, and I did like them. I didn't quite get as much into detail as we are now. And then obviously I started using the spear, and I have enjoyed that. But I'm liking the idea of the mixture. And it's crazy how, the game's got limited weapon choice, but they seem vastly different. Yeah. But I think also dual wield has probably the best early game as well. Just because of not requiring the full setup to be able to do what it needs to do at least. I could be wrong there. It could be the greatsword that's better early. I'm not entirely too sure. But how many matches would you say it takes for the dual wield to be to come online? I don't ever see great sword runs. I don't see new games plus players and the dual strategy you'll use them. No, I mean typically from your experience using dual wield, At what point would you say in your masteries would you say it kind of becomes somewhat of a powerhouse? I'm just thinking of more obviously aligns the concept of new game, because obviously we still need to massively root out new game. Like no one's like you've been through the thing yourself, and that's with breaks. You don't want to sit there through 7 hours of a run, right? Or nearly 7 hours of a run. Oh, you tart. You absolute tart. Probably so. We have to. Okay, get stuck on a wall. Shatuka. Half dance. Farm best gear, then just fight bosses to get time. Effectively, we'll see the most, because it's kind of like casual play. So yes and no. Obviously, yeah, you can farm up the best gear and that kind of stuff, and it does make it more viable than that. But there's still in this game, there's still a lot of RNG when it comes to the actual run itself. Like, yeah, the bosses don't become the hard part as much. It's more so the mobs overall. But even then, the scaling, so like New Game Plus is capped to 200. The very last boss is recommended level is 198. So realistically, by the time you get to the end of the game, you are effectively fighting at the correct level. So it does incrementally still get more difficult. But yeah, no, there is still the concept. You find the best gear, get yourself the best loadout, and all that kind of stuff. There's 100% there. I can't disagree with that in the slightest. New Game is the house of a run. Yeah. You can start maximum at 200. New Game Plus Plus, that is the most casual plays because it's the final one. There's nothing more for you to do. That is just uncapped. If you really want the hardest experience in this one, I'm not even doing my thing. New Game, which is the one it's so not weapons for that one. Just the level cap. So really, if you go based on how everything is at the moment in time, New Game is the hardest to break into because it's generally the hardest category whatsoever. Which is why I do want to try and get something together. I'm trying to piece something together as I go along at the moment, but honestly, it's just so people can just farm, get massive farms and get the strongest weapon sets. The run itself on New Game Plus is still sitting around, I think, 2 hours 9. But if you want the hardest challenge, you have got the option for the level 1 stuff, or you've got interesting. Hey everybody, happy update. Welcome in, Drews, or welcome in. How are we doing? But yeah, if you want the most challenging aspect, it's going to be New Game and level 1 runs Primera. That's why I say if you have suggestions, like we've had a few odd things, but I haven't seen any consistent runners at level 1. But if you have input you'd like to throw in there to restrict it, to make it, I don't know, even more of a challenge, or generally speaking a more balanced category, I'm happy to take that on board. Yeah, 100%, and I get that. And I want to do them myself at one point. So at one point I want to record these bosses hitless for myself, and not, it's just be a nice little video for myself to say, yeah, I've done it, I know them that well, I can do them hitless. I have done it on a few of them, I just haven't recorded them. Well, I haven't clipped them, should I say. For Primera, I'm intrigued to see what you do with them. I'm here for the runs. The best part of being a mod for this game is the fact I get to see everybody's runs. I wouldn't say the worst part. The hardest part is trying to make sure it's all balanced and fair for you all, and taking everybody's opinion on board, and having to make a just decision to make sure we get something that's of equal comparison for everybody. That's probably the biggest part that goes with it. Now, we had a lot of missed time here at the start, so this could have been okay. We can generally bring this down now. I think now that we're getting a bit more comfortable with the... Howdy, Drew. What are you up to today? How you been? Folks, on Friday we will be having a long stream throughout the day. We're probably going to just mix it up between runs. Overall, just a casually long stream. Might throw a few sub goals in there. I'll see if we can come up with some crazy ideas. Who knows? Premier, how is my dual wield? Am I getting a bit more of a flow for what I need to be doing? I have realised I don't activate Blade Phantom quick enough at the start. If I'm using the whirlwind, that it kind of needs to be a must to use. The invulnerability you get on it, it's kind of ridiculous. You are invulnerable when you're using it in the air, right? I'm pretty sure I haven't seen myself get knocked out of it once. Should I then swap off the Bloodthirsty Fiend and try more into the other one, the Fallen Guardians? Because obviously this one goes into the Bloody Phantom Dance more so. Okay, bear with me a second. Gordo needs further aid. I'll be back in a moment. I'm just going to clip this video. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to contemplate what is next on our to-do list. We do have another run we need to run back, so